102.7. KCHW, Chewila.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast for November the 15th, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. The Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC as it's known, is facing a funding shortfall in Ohio and nationwide, even without the threat of a government shutdown.
Advocates say that nationally, increased participation in WIC along with food price inflation have eaten away at the allotted budget. USDA data from August shows WIC enrollments in Ohio were up 12% over last year. While inflation has slowed, food prices are still up nearly 4% over 2022. Jory Novotny with the Ohio Association of Food Banks says simply continuing to fund the program at current levels is inadequate.
Anything that is passed as a continuing resolution or that is appropriated at current funding levels is functionally a cut to the program. Especially for items like food and other basic needs, the costs are higher, even if caseloads remain the same, and we know that that is not the case.
She says every dollar spent by program participants goes directly into the local economy, supporting the food system and associated jobs. Brett Pivotal reporting.
As of late 2021, Ohio food banks were serving 2 million people per quarter, but over the last 2 quarters this year, that number is 3.8 million. And the House of Representatives did pass a stopgap bill Tuesday to keep the government open, putting Congress on a path to avert a shutdown and setting the stage for a broader funding fight in the new year. A White House official said Tuesday President Joe Biden is prepared to sign the House-approved government funding bill if passed by the Senate. We head next to the Midwest, where family farm advocates have sent a letter to the U.S. Agriculture Secretary opposing recent additions to conservation practices they say are bad for the environment.
USDA added a 6-page list the department says will improve environmental conditions in the Midwest and includes things such as improving crop rotation methods, reducing soil erosion, and enhancing wildlife habitat. It also calls for concentrated animal feeding operations, or CAFOs, to add anaerobic digesters that collect methane from manure to be used for electricity. But Kim Hageman with Iowa Citizens for Community Improvement says the CAFOs still have to dispose of the massive amounts of manure that are left behind after the methane is extracted.
And the manure then gets spread on our land and it goes into our waterways. So that process does not reduce the pollutants in that manure. That manure is still here for us to deal with.
Large livestock operations say they are responding to a rising demand for safely grown meat. I'm Mark Moran.
This is Public News Service. And as college costs continue to skyrocket, many students find themselves unable to afford tuition. In response, some schools are taking proactive measures, including eliminating tuition in certain cases.
Spring Hill College in Mobile is offering tuition-free graduate degrees to all incoming freshmen. Starting next fall, a student must live on campus, stay enrolled for all 4 years, and graduate with a grade point average of at least 3.0 to qualify. Dr. Nathan Copeland with Spring Hill College says it's a way to remove financial barriers and enhance student opportunities.
While we do anticipate that it's going to help our enrollment, one of the things we're really looking at is adding value to our students, because we always the college is expensive, and the question of, is college really worth it?
He adds it will also be necessary for a student to meet the prerequisites for their master's degree. He notes current and transfer students won't be missing out either. As long as they keep a 3-point GPA and fulfill the program's prerequisites, they'll receive a 25% discount on grad school costs. Shantia Hudson reporting.
Now to the city of Lincoln, that scores high for livability, both in Nebraska and the nation as a whole.
Rankings are based on 61 indicators in 7 categories, such as housing, transportation, health status, and community engagement. Among Nebraska's top 10 livable communities, Holdridge is in second place, and third and fourth are Blair and Seward, respectively. AARP Nebraska State Director Todd Stubendek says this speaks well of the state.
What I think it shows is that cities of any size within our state can be working on these issues and finding ways to become more livable. And this is not just livable for people over 50.
Users can search AARP's Livability Index by address, city, state, or zip code. I'm Deborah Van Fleet.
And finally, an Olympic swimmer turned activist has seen a rise in plastic waste while navigating the intercoastal canals of South Florida over the years.
Levon actively participates in cleanup efforts alongside environmental groups and has grown frustrated by the amount of plastic waste discarded by people. She's encouraging people to do better and says it could be as simple as avoiding the use of materials containing microbeads, which are banned by federal law as additives in toothpaste and facial cleansers, yet allowed in other personal care products.
So I created my own skincare, and instead of that, I use Icelandic volcanic ash. When something frustrates me, I also...
Levon says she is tired of seeing trash where she enjoys catching a swim and hopes others will also become creative and fight against the plastic invasion.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's some interesting radio stations on your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:04.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah, Ford, Tum Tum.
It's 8:04.
Programming made possible by donations from the following.
Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Chewelah Motel and RV Park. Chewelah Motel and RV Park, located at 301 South Park Street in Chewelah, offers 14 single or double rooms, each with a refrigerator and microwave, in-room coffee station, Wi-Fi, cable, and 58-inch screen television. 2 Airbnb options are available, both with full kitchens, coffee, and a 65-inch smart TV. They also feature 26 full hookup RV spots with 30-amp service. For reservations, they can be reached at 509-935-4763 or ChewelahMotelandRVPark.com. Chewelah Motel and RV Park, 301 South Park Street in Chewelah.
Your KCHW morning show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chewelah, 102.7 FM.
Broadcasting from beautiful Chewelah, Washington, this is Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7.
Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. Welcome back to part 2 of the show. We are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, Sharon Ludwig, and our special guest, Brad Schaefer with the Columbia Community Creamery. Am I saying that right?
Yes, that is exactly right.
I'm sorry. I think I had the wrong. I think I have it labeled wrong on the mic. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Sorry.
Yes. No. Columbia Community Creamery is the correct name.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. We're batting 1,000 this morning. I don't know if you heard, but we were broadcasting most of the first half of the show without going live on Facebook, or we were live, but we weren't. We didn't have any sound. So apologies for that, everybody. If you're out there,
they had to just read our lips,
right? See, it's a challenge.
Yeah,
it's a challenge. Well, I guess if you don't have sound, I was gonna say you could just use the subtitles, but I don't know if the subtitles work. I don't think the subtitles work without sound. We don't have that kind of budget. So yeah, welcome, Brad. And so you guys have some news about the creamery to share with everybody, right?
I hope all the listeners out there are aware of the creamery now. It's on Park Street here. It's 395 goes through Chewelah. I also, I guess I want to start by just saying hi to Good Morning Chewelah and all the listeners out there and the Valley, and as far as our signal reaches, and a big call out to the radio station for continuing to support the community and local businesses like the creamery.
Yeah, thanks, Brett.
Which I will remind everyone is the first non-profit creamery in the United States of America. So
that is incredible.
Supporting small and local dairy farmers throughout the valley.
Why don't you tell everybody that again, a little closer to the mic?
Really? Yeah. It's the first non-profit creamery in the United States of America, and designed specifically to support small local dairy farmers. Early 60s, over 300 in the valley, and now there are about 9, of which 3 are a part of the creamery. And as we continue to build the retail world out there and our capacity, then we'll be bringing on more farms. So,
wow,
yeah, it's exciting, and to support that, we have teamed with other organizations, nonprofits, including the Chewelah Creative District. Who was instrumental in getting out the word that the creamery was looking for an artist to create a mural for the front of our building. You probably were down there in that, I think it's called like the Quartzsite building or whatever down there, kind of across from Zips and kitty corner from the park. And there's just a great space on that building to create a mural. We have a sign hanging up identifying the creamery, but a lot of white space also, and we wanted to fill that with something beautiful and something creative and support not only Chewelah but also the Creative District. And so the Creative District was instrumental in getting out the word, and one of the artists that showed last year at one of the exhibitions that the Creative District put on up at the golf course, Jamie Lord. She submitted a proposal along with several others, and we ended up falling in love with her work and selected her then to create the mural, which it's not a small mural. It's painted on, I believe it's 4 panels that are 4 feet by 8 feet that we'll be mounting this week with a formal unveiling of the mural this coming Saturday. So
yes,
I wanted to make sure folks were aware that this coming Saturday at 12 noon, that's November 18th, right there in front of the creamery, we're going to have quite the celebration with our board of directors, the farmers. STCU will be there because I need to do a big shout out to STCU and their Here for Good Foundation, because the mural would not be there without their support, because the mural was funded as part of a grant through STCU, the Here for Good Foundation. So they've been a great neighbor, a great business here to have in Chewelah. And so, yeah, I want to make sure everybody is aware and that we get a good showing, a good crowd to show. We've got hot chocolate, and there's going to be the unveiling of the Christmas eggnog. So, yes, I know.
Is it your first eggnog?
Yeah.
Not your personal first eggnog, but for the creamery.
Yeah, well, that's been part of the joy. I mean, as a pencil pushing, dweeb all my life, to become involved at the creamery, to learn. I spend my Mondays there pasteurizing and bottling milk, and in December I'm going to be taking the test and going for my license as an official licensed pasteurizer, so that I can run the plant all by myself without the supervision of more more knowledgeable folks. So I'm excited about that. It's been a great journey for the creamery, been a great personal journey for me, and exciting stuff.
So I'm fascinated about this being the only nonprofit creamery in the country. Is that something that you guys knew beforehand? Is that a thing that was sought out? Like you knew it and were like, this would be really cool, we're going to be the only one? Or did you become a nonprofit and then realize, wow, we're the only ones?
Yeah, I'd say it was a slow dawning of awareness. There's different ways to put together agricultural endeavors like this, and you can be just a straight up for-profit business. There's the cooperative model, and we are a non-profit model. And don't ask me to kind of slice and dice the differences between co-op and a co-op is, it is a for-profit, and I believe then the profits are distributed amongst the cooperative members, whereas a nonprofit, it merely gets fed back into the business and supports all sorts of community-related activities, including education, classes. For the farmers in the valley, for the small farmers, they may not have either the access or the funds, and so we support them by providing education, access to certain science as far as testing cows, and because that's one thing that the creamery, we only do A2 milk, which is the highest grade. We do the lightest touch on pasteurization. It's not raw milk, but it's the lightest touch of pasteurization that you can make. So it really preserves that amazing grass-fed flavor. And preserves all the vitamins, minerals, enzymes that milk will typically have, but which is killed off or extracted. You see that vitamin D. They got to add vitamin D to the milk because it ends up being destroyed through the pasteurizing process.
Right. Wow. So I was going to ask. I was going to require you to give a 3-page dissertation by the end of the show, but you just did.
Wow. Yeah.
So what I want to know
great.
is when the ice cream is coming on. My granddaughter and I have stopped in twice to see if ice cream was ready.
And we have had small batches that we did have available for a short period of time. But again, it's all about the capacity building. And what you need is cream. You need cream for all of these things with the chocolate and particularly the eggnog, and certainly for ice cream, you need to have cream.
Right.
And we're slowly building out the capacity for extracting more cream from the milk. We want to make sure that our bread and butter, that the whole milk that we sell at the creamery and at various retail outlets, stretching as far as Kettle Falls and all the way down to Spokane and throughout Spokane, that we have enough, and because to get the cream, you have to use a large amount of milk then to extract the cream from that, and so we're slowly building out that capacity. We're going to be using cream for the eggnog, and we have off and on had various. We'll have those little, I think they're pint glass jars of cream that people pick up, and great for your coffee, and you can actually, it's so creamy, the butterfat content is so high that you can take it home and make butter out of it. We have all sorts of educational materials in the store and kits, these refrigerated kits where you can make yogurt, you can make various types of cheeses. We have books in the store that are available for sale that will teach you how to make cheese and how to make yogurt. So we're kind of soup to nuts, but not so far, I guess, that we have the ice cream yet.
You need a little sign in the window that says, "We have ice cream," and then as people go by, they'll run in and buy it, and then you take the sign off when it's gone.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we try to be active. We have a pretty active social media presence, and so on Facebook, we'll put up, hey, ice cream's available. And
that's the way to know.
Yeah, track on Facebook and turn on notifications for the creamery, and you'll get that.
You know what is available? Cheese curds.
Yes,
yeah,
that's good. Yeah, one of our dairies, the Wolf Dairy down by Deer Park, they specialize in cheeses. So the cheese in the store, we got the Oaxaca cheese, the Fresco, and then their delicious cheese curds, both plain and then herbed with the garlic and green herbs in it.
Wow.
I prefer the seasoned garlic and herb cheese curds because I've been a cheese curd fan for many, many years.
I'm just putting it out there to any local restaurants that wants to partner with you guys and get those cheese curds and then deep fry them.
Yeah.
And then serve them with a spicy berry sauce.
Yeah, we do. We do the Yale Coffee House here in town. They do offer our milk. You'll see a little sign by the register that you can request the local milk. So if you go to the Yale, request the local milk, and it'll help the creamery build capacity. It'll help small local dairy farmers, and just be good for the community all around.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And you did mention bread and butter. You guys can do butter.
That's future looking. It's as again, as we continue to build capacity, our vision. We got a good sized cooler and good sized pasteurizer. We got a holding tank, but we can already see to the future where we're going to be maxing out the capacity at this particular plant.
Right.
And we'll be looking then at other buildings and other potential locations within Chewelah and the surrounding area in order to get into things like butter. And we just we don't want to rush ahead too fast. We want to make sure that we go at a steady enough pace that we can continue the strong support that we've already provided to the community and the small local dairy farmers that give us such delicious tasting stuff. Every time we offload the milk, pump it into this huge pasteurizer, there's a large top lid and there's various things you have to do, measuring how many centimeters to figure out how many gallons and the weight of the milk and whatnot. And when I open up that top and I look in at this huge pool of delicious, amazing, cold-looking, foamy milk that's just been pumped in, I either want to drink it all at once or at least jump into it and swim around for a while.
I hear it's really good for your skin.
It is, yes. Another reason to buy creamery milk is to pour it into your bath.
Oh.
Yeah, I imagine like a nice photo shoot with Brad in the milk vat.
We're thinking about a holiday calendar featuring that.
A nice flowy gown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you give us a little preview of what the mural is going to be, or do we have to wait?
Well, you can imagine. There's a particular title for it that would give away some things. You can imagine that cows will probably be involved.
Okay.
Well, that makes sense,
Yes.
doesn't it?
I always envisioned that whole building being like painted in cow spots.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about
Like
that.
just the whole building.
And
cow spots.
we've had visions of a cow on top. You know how different cities do.
Mhm.
I think with Seattle, it's pigs, just because of that pig down Pike Place Market, and we envision around Chewelah and the surrounding area doing that whole cow thing where you do paper mache cows and stuff. But we would need one that was fairly weatherproof, so it couldn't be paper mache on top of the building. But
yeah,
we'll see how much we decorate it, because we are right on 395. I think we're fairly noticeable. Some of those quartzite trucks sometimes block the view as you're coming from the north. But I think most people have an awareness. We have a sandwich sign we put out, and if you haven't been in there, stop on by. Even if you're not thinking of purchasing something at this point, we have large viewing windows into the processing area. Particularly if you come by on a Monday, the Monday afternoons when we're bottling is probably the most exciting time. The pasteurizing. You can see us walking around in our white jumpsuits and pillbox white hats. Which is always a treat, but the bottling is the most exciting thing.
So it's kind of like a zoo. You get a nice window, and you can go down there and you can check out Brad working in there, and you can throw peanuts at him.
Yeah,
No, don't throw peanuts.
I'll wave at you, blow you kisses. Yeah.
Did you do any tricks, Brad?
Not related to the creamery, I guess. Yeah.
But you pasteurize milk. That's a
good
pretty
trick.
cool trick.
Yeah. The best taste of milk in the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how you guys opened up last summer, correct? Was it last summer or was it early this?
It was last summer.
Okay.
Yeah, it was early, late June, early July. We started selling milk at the retail space there, and again built out to these various stores. So.
And the creameries did really great, like at the farmers market and.
Yeah, we got to the point because we were open on Fridays at our retail outlet, which was just kitty corner from the park. So it got to the point where we decided to not be at the farmers market and just focus on the retail. So
Okay.
we had a few, the first couple of markets that the creamery wasn't there. There were a few disappointed folks, but
Aw.
yeah.
Aw.
But they could still get it. They just have to walk across the street.
Yes, and I gave them direction. I think we had a little sign up eventually telling people that, hey, the creamery is just across the street. And I think most people did walk across to get their milk over there. So
nice.
And so, can you tell us a little bit about where you're in some retail locations other than directly through the creamery, correct?
Correct. Yeah, and I wish I had a full list right in front of me. I know the outlets I do know is the Yolks down in Deer Park. You can find us there in that kind of Huckleberry specialty section, coolers, all the way to the right as you're looking at them, and on the bottom shelf. And then we're up at the Super One at what is that?
Colville?
Right. The Super One, the Huckleberry. They got a big Huckleberry section.
Yeah.
So
nice.
We're in the glass bottles there. We are down at the main market down in Spokane. We are at I'm trying to think of the name of that natural foods market in Kendall Yards. We're at the Yolks out on Airway Heights.
You guys aren't yoking around, are you?
We are. There's eight or nine different locations where you can pick up our milk in the grocery store.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we find that people, I mean, so much traffic goes up down 395. People from Colville, they'll commute down to work in Spokane or somewhere, and then on their way down or the way back up, they'll pop into the creamery on the days we're open and pick up the dairy supplies and again, it's the glass bottle, so you're not producing any extra waste that's going out into the environment. There is a small bottle deposit with each purchase, but of course you get that deposit back when you bring the bottle back to the creamery. You can also bring that bottle back to any of those retail locations, any of the stores, and they will also accept that bottle back. So you're not limited to taking the bottle back to where you purchased it. Once you purchased a bottle of Columbia Community Creamery A2 whole milk, you can take that bottle back anywhere that Columbia Community Creamery A2 whole milk is sold.
I like that. I'm a big fan. I would love to see like the soda bottles brought back with the with the deposits where you bring back the old soda bottles and.
Yeah, well, you talk about putting plastic and bad juju out into the world, and those sodas. I mean, a nice cold soda over ice in the summertime is decent, but I'm not a huge soda drinker, not like I was in my youth. But
same.
Yeah.
But I might. I don't drink soda hardly at all, but I might if I could get it.
I'd
they came in a glass bottle.
I'd rather drink out of a glass than a plastic glass. So there's just something about the glass container.
It tastes better.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, milk especially, it tastes better out of glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
which is another reason to buy Columbia Community Creamery milk in the glass bottle.
Now this is one that I get asked a lot, and because people know I'm friends with you, Brad, and they know about the creamery, and they say, "Have you talked to Brad? Are they going to be doing delivery anytime soon?" Have you guys? I'm sure you guys have discussed that, and probably get tired of hearing the question.
Yeah, the nostalgia of that, because I grew up with Early Dawn Dairy down in Spokane Valley, and the magic of opening that box on the front porch and seeing what deliciousness was there. But the best you can do at this point, we've been in discussions, and I don't know if I can reveal this or not, but I'm going to, is with a company that does like the CSA type boxes, and they wanted a dairy component. So I think we're far enough on down those discussions that I can reveal that then our creamery milk will be delivered within those CSA type boxes as a dairy component.
Oh, that's cool.
That's about as close as we're going to get, I think, because you'd really have to have your capacity built out and for larger urban areas, maybe that would make more sense. Right. I don't know, a short run in Chewelah here, I don't know, but there'd have, if you're out there and you're listening to this and you want home delivery, start a petition,
There you
and
go.
bring it by the creamery, and we'll talk about it.
I just imagine a nice little side business building those old-fashioned milk doors in people's houses.
Ah.
You ever see the old houses with those? There's like a little, it's on the ground, a little tiny compartment, almost looks like a doggy door or a cat door, but it's a little refrigerated box that has a door on the outside and a door on the inside.
Wow.
And not refrigerated, but insulated.
Yeah.
So the milk delivery drivers, they would open up that little door and put your milk in there, and then you don't even have to go outside. You open the door on the outside, and in your little insulated box, you get your milk that stays cold.
Wow.
So when you come home from work, your milk's still cold, sitting there in your little refrigerated box.
Gee, you really are old. Gosh.
Right? I love old houses.
Yeah.
And it's a thing. So, wow, yeah, that's exciting. And so tell us once again, remind us about the time that this is going to happen.
12 noon this coming Saturday, November 18th. And you'll see the balloons and banners and things as you approach. But, hot chocolate, it'll probably be a cool day, I imagine. So some hot chocolate and again, the unveiling of the Christmas eggnog. Which is always one of my favorites. It's so much different than the eggnog you buy off the shelf in the grocery aisle. Although ours will be offered in the grocery aisle at the retail outlets where we sell the whole milk. But it's not that. It's not. It doesn't feel like a syrup that you want to pour over your pancakes. It feels like a nice, fresh, delicious, healthy drink as opposed to the kind of sugary stuff. It's a lighter touch on all counts, but still I prefer it. I find it delicious. Even the chocolate milk as opposed to that syrup you get in the stores. It's healthier for you, and the taste is just better to me.
I love a good eggnog, but so many of them that you buy are just like this, like you said, like this cloying, weird. Yeah,
it's like the cow blew its nose, and you're drinking that instead of what comes out of its udder.
I might. You don't look in my pocket. There might be a flask in there for a little bourbon on Saturday to put in my eggnog.
That's it. I know eggnog's a component of many Christmas drinks, and I think the creamery eggnog would when I think of the characteristics of it, I think it would mix much better with your Christmas alcoholic beverages.
Or Christmas or holiday libations?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not much of a drinker or a milk drinker, but I do love a good stiff eggnog.
Yeah. I'll have to come to your house.
Right on. Well, there you go, everybody. At noon on Saturday at the Creamery is going to be the unveiling of the new mural, and it's going up this week. You said, so nobody as you drive by, don't look. No spoilers, no peeking.
Yeah, I don't know. We may we may staple a blanket over it or something. I don't know, just to make sure it's not.
That makes good sense because then you can pull it down.
I know. Yeah.
Make a big deal.
Little drum roll going.
Yeah.
And tent the whole building so no one can see it going up.
Yeah. But and I'm not going to reveal when it is going up. So.
Okay. You're gonna put it up in the middle of the night.
That's a good idea. Friday night.
Everybody's staying up late. Awesome, Brad. Well, is there anything else you want to let everybody know?
Well, if you got a moment, I'd like to also just do a plug for the December 2nd City Sidewalks event.
Yes.
Put on my farmer's market hat, my creative district hat. We have Chewelah really comes alive. It's a true fair. It's a true festival. There's all sorts of wagon rides. There's going to be all the trimmings of Christmas you can imagine with the hot chocolate and cookies. The businesses open their doors. Those who have attended before, because this has gone on for years, and those who have attended before know that businesses, not only do they have particular deals that they offer on that day, but they frequently, a number of them will have a table out front, and I've seen them have the hot wassail and all sorts of things to drink and eat as you walk up and stroll the beautiful sidewalks of Chewelah. All the lights are up and shining, and of course the farmers market will be there and in full display.
Nice.
And frankly, when it comes to the variety and quality of the vendors, it's been pretty phenomenal this year. I know that the whole Chewville event, which happens in the Huff Memorial Building there. That we've maxed out the building there with the number of the interest that we've had from some amazing artisans, everything from painters to jewelry makers to leather goods. It's going to be stock full of all sorts of opportunities to
It's going to be
fill
a full house.
Yeah,
and there were even vendors that had to be turned away because there just wasn't enough space in the building. Yeah.
And I mean, it turned away is a relative term because they always have the option to be outside with the farmers market group, which we are pretty much unlimited in our space because we're outside and we can just stretch up and down the streets as much as we want. But a person, I think, could go there and complete all of their holiday shopping if they wanted to by purchasing things offered by these artisans. And it's not the plastic wrapped in a cardboard box, throw away all this garbage to get to the one little item inside that is frequently made of plastic. I mean, there's obviously some international goods and things that the kids and folks want. We don't have crafters who are putting together iPhones or anything, but but there's just some gorgeous stuff. I've already done. I mean, running the farmers market. That's one of the advantages is I can shop all year long, and I'm one of those folks that I see something that I think that 4 months away is going to look good under the tree for a special person. I'll pick that item up. But if you haven't done that, there'll be plenty available both at Chewville, where we feature the Grinch. The Grinch will be running around because Chewville. I mean, those who haven't watched the Dr. Seuss special or read the book, it's a play on Whoville. So
the mayor of Chewville is going to be there.
The mayor of Chewville is making a fantastic return. He's always a hoot to listen to, and you can get your selfie with the Grinch while you drink your hot chocolate and eat your cookies.
Yeah, it's good. A lot of work's gone into this whole thing. It's going to be really great.
Yeah, and again, in case you missed that's December 2nd from 10 to 3. Also, December 2nd. But it's from 10 to 4. They're having Santa's Sugar Plum Market at the Chewilla Civic Center. So there are 2 spots where you can purchase things.
Nice.
And I believe that's put on by the same group. In fact, I know it is that has put on the vendors in the park all summer.
Okay. Yeah, by the
Shannon.
Yeah. I can't remember the name. What she calls the.
And you can contact her if you would like to. She's still taking vendors, and if you'd like to be a vendor, you can contact her at 208-625-0100.
Okay, great,
yeah.
Great.
So, and you obviously aren't taking any more vendors if you're full.
Well, no, the creative district is out of space inside the Huff building.
Yes.
But there's lots more.
The farmers market is.
Okay.
In my understanding, the requirements between the vendors at the Civic Center and the ones at the farmers market are slightly different. The farmers market, if you go to our webpage, ChewellaFarmersMarket.com, and look under the vendor tab, you'll see. It needs to be local, handmade.
Right.
I mean, there's wiggle room. You can obviously pull together components that you didn't make yourself and put them together and into some kind of artistic object. But
kind of a juried show like Chautauqua was.
I did read a book somewhere where there are groups of people that get electronic components and build their own cell phones and these big, massive, crazy, over-the-top, high-end cell phones and electronics and computers.
Huh.
But I think
I've known gamers. Yeah, they put together their own computers.
I think those people are a lot smarter than I am.
Yeah.
You're a pretty smart guy. You run a radio station, and despite the technical glitches we had this morning, it's a complex system here. You got wires and things coming out of our heads and out of boards and everything else. So
that was user error. That was entirely user error earlier. That was on me. Well, thanks, Brett. You're more than welcome to stick around for the rest of the show and help out. We got some funny stuff we're going to do later, and we've got some local events going on. Actually, you know a lot about what's going on locally too, so we'd love it if you hang around. And
I'll hang out and make pithy comments throughout.
There you go.
Okay, sounds
there you go.
good.
But only if they're pithy. I pithy the fool. Sorry, I made myself groan on that one. Wow, that was bad. All right, Sharon, why don't you go ahead and continue on and give us some local happenings
well, today, Wednesday, November 15th, of course, we have pickleball from 9 to 11:30 at the old middle school, and it's for 18 and over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they're indoors now as opposed to up at the golf course.
Yes.
Yes. And today also from 2 to 4 is the Sit and Knit group at the Center for the Arts. And every week I notice that different people come and they just sit and knit and talk and they're learning. And we have beginners and we have people who are very good at knitting. So they do that on Mondays and Wednesdays.
I know a couple people that have gone to that, and they've learned a ton and made some friends, and are really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So.
And then tonight is at Fired Up Pizza's Bingo at 6 o'clock. And then before I go into what's happening on Friday, I want to remind people that they can order their Thanksgiving pies, which could go with their milk they pick up.
Ooh.
Yeah. But the pie flavors are Fireball pumpkin pie, bourbon pecan, Dutch apple or Dutch cherry, or a pumpkin cheesecake. They're $20. They're Rusty Putter. I understand that she's the best pie maker in the county. Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Oh, and who is this? Can we say her name?
I don't have the name here. I was somewhere where they were quoting who it was, and they said, "Oh, if you haven't had one of her pies, that they're very good."
Yeah, pecan pie is, in my opinion, one of the best food things in the world.
Yeah,
I love a good pecan pie.
Well, we'll have to have a pie tasting contest between what the bread box offers and
yeah. So to order from the Rusty Putter, you can call 509-935-6807, extension 4, or you can email rustyputter@chewilagolf.com. The pickup will be next Wednesday, the 22nd, between 9 and 3.
Okay.
Okay, and then into Friday. So, Friday, pickleball, but I'm starting to find out what the American Legion's doing. Every Friday, or almost every Friday, they have some kind of a dinner that benefits different people. This Friday, the Boy Scout troop 998 is putting on a burrito dinner from 5:30 to 8 to benefit their troop. So, yeah.
I just love that we have such an active American Legion hall here in Chewelah, because their barbecues and like you say, their support of local organizations is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
And remind me again, where was that pickleball at? I've always been interested in trying that.
At the old middle school. So
okay.
right across from the creamery area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick up my milk and then head on over for some pickleball.
You have to bring your own pickles, though. They're not provided.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
That's why Chuck is so disappointed. Then coming November 18th, which is Saturday, there's a pub crawl to benefit Becky's Best Buddies, and she does a phenomenal work with animals, rehoming animals and saving animals. And it's from 5 to 8:30 p.m. Winner announced 8:30. I've never done a pub crawl. I don't know what that means, except for that there says poker stops at the American Legion, Andy's, Fired Up, Oasis, Quartzsite Brewery, and the Sportsman.
If I remember correctly, what you do is you go to each location and you get a card. Is that correct?
Right,
and then,
yes.
And then at the end of the event, where everybody ends up, you get your cards, and whoever has the best poker hand.
Right.
Wait, am I correct in that? I think I believe that's what it is.
I've never done one myself, but I've been associated with them, and I believe that is correct. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder at the end, do you hold your cards and play them like, Texas Hold'em or something, or do you just reveal the cards and whoever has the best just automatically wins? But
I don't know. And I don't know what it doesn't have a cost. I don't know. I would think would have to pay if it's a benefit, a fundraiser for Becky's Best Buddies. I would think you'd pay for your cards, but I don't know.
Well, I'll reach out to them and we'll get it on our daily announcements that air at 12:30 and 5:30, and we'll maybe see if we can fill in some of that information.
All right. Yeah. That sounds really good. Then I want to let people know that Biddy Basketball, which is the name for the basketball league that is for kids that are 6 to 11, and the league doesn't start until January and February. That's when it is. But their registration goes live next week, November 20th, and the registrations are due by December 20th. So, and you can just visit www.bitty, that's BITTY, basketball.com to get to register your students. And my kids and my grandkids, they've all played. It was called by different names over the years, but it's all the younger kids basketball.
So lots of heads up to get those kids in shape to a nice Rocky montage.
Yeah.
Music montage, run up the steps.
Well, and what a deal. It does cost $10 per person, the kids, to participate. But you can't go anywhere else anywhere and have a basketball season and for young kids for $10.
I know, $10. It probably fills up pretty fast.
I would think so.
Yeah, my kids love that also. They turned out to be 6'5" and 6'4". So.
Wow.
Let's see.
Tall.
Then,
wow.
Just our ordinary things, but there's a few others I want to mention. The Turkey Trot, the Chewelah Cougars Cross Country. They're having a fundraiser Thanksgiving morning.
Thanksgiving morning?
Yeah, 9 a.m., the 23rd of November. 100% of the proceeds fund the Cougar and Raiders Cross Country Athletics program. So, and I can't read the fine print. Can you read the fine print?
All right, that print is pretty fine. It says 100% of the proceeds fund Cougar and Raider Cross Country Athletics program. It's at Jenkins Junior Senior High School, 702 East Lincoln Avenue in Chewelah. For more information and entry forms, you can visit Chewelah Cougars XC on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I like doing an activity like that. We used to have a little neighborhood thing where we'd all go out on Thanksgiving morning and play touch football in the park. Just it gets the blood going, it gets your hunger going, and then you get home and you can smell that turkey in the oven. And
somebody has to stay home and cook it.
I was gonna say, I remember as a kid, going out and playing flag football on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
that was kind of a thing.
Kind of a thing, yeah.
The parents would sit inside and cook and watch football on TV, and we'd go outside.
We
had played in the street.
Yeah, I didn't do it until I was an actual parent. So.
And then just one last one. Basketball, high school basketball is starting. They'll have a jamboree on November 28th at 5, and that's a home jamboree with Colville and Selkirk. But there's new rules this year.
Okay.
And so the rule change beginning 2023-24 season, fouls. They will no more have one-on-one free throws. The bonus will always be 2 shots. The bonus begins at 5 team fouls, and the team fouls are reset each quarter. The scoreboard will show a max of 5 fouls per quarter, and says this rule change comes from the NFHS. It will take some getting used to. Please be patient with the officials and the scoreboard operators.
Okay.
So that's, I remember when they changed the volleyball rules so that you made points no matter whose side it was, who had the ball.
Okay.
And I remember before that, and it took quite some getting used to for the crowd, because it was like, how come he got a point? Why didn't they get a point? Things like that.
Used to be you could only get a point when you were the one serving.
Yeah, yes. And so this is the same kind of a thing, just a little changed, and it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And Chewelah Cougar basketball is fun. I mean, I hate to say this. My husband was a football coach. My kids played football. I don't go to football. I did when my son played, but I love to go to the basketball. And we have good kids.
Yeah.
Of course, I have a grandson that's playing now too. So that makes a difference.
Nice. Well, it's nice too to be indoors.
For
something especially around this time of the year.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what I have for what's coming up.
Very cool. Yeah, and we do have a couple of public service announcements.
Okay, good.
Actually, we have one here right now. We've been announcing it for a while. We're going to continue probably through the month of November. The Raise the Roof fundraising campaign for the Little White Schoolhouse is underway.
Yes.
If you haven't been out there or seen it, that is the Little White Schoolhouse that is currently and permanently residing in the Valley Fairgrounds in Valley. They're trying to raise money to raise the schoolhouses or to fix the schoolhouse's roof. The sooner they raise the roof, the sooner they can complete the restoration of the schoolhouse, and they're going to open it as a museum and an art gallery for the community.
Well, and I don't know how many old schoolhouses we have in the neighborhood, but this is an opportunity to see how your grandparents went to school in a one-room schoolhouse, and my mother taught in a one-room schoolhouse back in the 1930s, and so they were all over the United States, but they aren't all over now. So this is here we have so much stuff in this Chewelah area, you know.
Yeah, anyone who's been to the Valley Fair has probably walked through that and seen they've got some interesting photographs out of Valley and pictures of the schoolhouse when it was in use, and it's in decent shape. So another way I know that to support that is to buy that cookbook. They put out, I don't know if they do it annually. I know they put out a couple of them already, and I picked up the first one, and some great recipes, great local recipes in there that they might have eaten when they were going to school at that schoolhouse. So.
Very cool.
And
we're going to have Melissa on the radio. I'm not going to announce it because she hasn't confirmed, but I'm going to try to get her on the radio next week to talk a little bit about the fundraiser and what they're looking at and what they've done so far.
Nice.
They do have a GoFundMe link. It can be found on their Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Little White Schoolhouse. There's also, you can visit them through the Valley Historical Society on Facebook. That is a 501c3, so all of those donations are tax deductible. So there you go. And I have a note somewhere here from the city reminding everyone that the city offices will be closed that Thursday and Friday of the Thanksgiving weekend. So get your bills paid early. take care of your business the week before, or you're going to have to wait until Monday. So that's about all I have here. I've got a couple that are expired. So lots of stuff going on. It's kind of this week is kind of a lull in the action, but it's been a very busy fall in general, and things are going to get busy again, and it's kind of nice this last week or two. It's just been a chance to kind of breathe and relax from all the last activity before we get into the holiday season.
And when you get your family together on Thanksgiving, start talking about recycling to make your costume for the trash parade.
Yes. That's going to be a lot of fun. I was just thinking about mentioning that. Yeah.
And that's going to be a fundraiser for the Chewelah Creative District.
Yes.
Start thinking about your ideas now. It's going to be there's going to be a costume contest for the best costume designed with recycled materials.
And and when is that, Chuck? That's New Year's Eve.
That is New Year's Eve, I believe. What is the time there? I know we go until 10 o'clock. That is from 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Pardon me, 10:30 p.m. There's going to be the ball drop at. They're going to be doing the New Year's ball drop, so you can do the ball drop there and then go home for the midnight ball drop, put the kids to bed.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I know there's going to be libations.
Yep. It is a 21 and over event, so it is an adults only event, and that is going to be at the Chewelah Center for the Arts at 405 North 3rd Street East. If you don't already know where that is. The tickets will be available soon. They're hoping to get the tickets up and available to be sold during the Chewville event or during the City Sidewalk event.
Yeah, during the month of December. So be sure to pick up your tickets because that's going to be a lot of fun. It gives a great location and it's beautiful inside that building and the sound in there. The sound system's great. There's going to be some great music and everything from ballroom to rock and roll probably and a little country western thrown in. So.
It's bound to be a pretty wild night. It's going to be all the costumes. I'm looking forward to see what people can come up with.
Yeah. Well, a couple weeks ago we had a ball there. Stage Time put on their. I can't even remember the name of it. Anyway.
It was the 70s, yes. That was funny because I went with my girlfriend, and we hadn't realized it was a kids' event. We dressed to the nines, kind of looking like the 70s, and went into this disco party, and we walked into there must have been, seemed like about 50 or 60 kids of all ages, and that was a heck of a lot of fun. We stayed and did quite a bit of dance, and that was a good time.
Yeah, that was a fun dance. We had over 100 people there, we counted.
Did
really?
you
Wow.
stay for the dance, or did you nope out?
Yeah, there was one other couple that made the same mistake we had made. So
Yeah.
so we did. We stayed, danced enough to get a little sweaty, and then left. So
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
time, good time.
Yeah, we had whole families come, but it was, when you're talking about a good place, the sound was great. It's a great place to have a dance.
Yeah, it was funny how many the families came, and then they had pushed the kids out on the dance floor, and then the parents would kind of sit back in the dark in the chairs and chat and look at their phones and stuff. Where it was fun to be kind of front and center out there, and there was some of that line dancing.
Yeah,
I forget who runs that group, but she went out and I don't know if they'd practiced beforehand, but it was fun to join the kids and kind of do this line dancing, line dancing with disco moves to
Oh
it.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well,
That's cool.
Janet had the Stage Time kids in class that week. They practiced that dance.
Okay, that's why they were
they-
so much better than me. Yes,
Yeah.
I was doing the lawnmower and the rain bird and the what's that snorkel wide. Anyway, I was.
Yeah.
The shopping cart. Yeah.
You're gonna have to teach me that move.
No, I won't.
I'm just saying, there's fun things happening
yeah.
in Chihuahua. Yeah.
And I do know during that trash grade ball, there's going to be some fundraising things happening during the event that are going to be really fun and completely unique.
Good.
Some fun fundraising stuff that you've probably never done before.
We should have a dunk tank.
A dunk tank with people's costumes they spent so much time on.
Yeah. Well, so if you get Christmas money, bring it to the trash parade.
That's right.
party.
That's right. Can we put a dunk tank indoors in the theater?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
Well, we'll put it outdoors. The mayor will just put him on there in a swimming suit, and so you have your opportunity to dunk the mayor.
Greg, did you hear that? You've been voluntold.
Yeah.
I think not.
Just for the record,
You're
there
so
will
funny.
not be a dunk tank with
Yes.
the mayor in it, unless he agrees. Well, that's gonna be fun. We're getting pretty close to the end here. Let's go ahead, Sharon. Let's wrap things up with a little news attack.
All right.
Yeah, and this is where the first part of this is an actual news story that's happened recently. The second part is a really bad joke
News
that Sharon
attack.
wrote for us.
Okay. I guess I better put my glasses back on.
The first one here, a study found that Neanderthals were no more violent than today's humans. In other words, lock your door.
Aha. Yep. In Germany, police said that 2 robbers left a German taxi driver glued to his steering wheel before running off with $351.
Wow.
The robbers got away, but being a good taxi driver, the cabbie managed to kick off his shoes and give them the finger with his middle toe. I shouldn't have read that. That's terrible.
I think that
You
was a great
set
one.
me up for that.
I think that was a great one. Can you give a demonstration of
No.
how that's done, Sharon? No. Okay. An Oklahoma senator who was unhappy with some tweets tried to fight the president of the Teamsters Union. Kindergarten classes have better conflict resolution solutions than our Senate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't a joke. That was just a statement.
Yeah. Also, that senator who was unhappy with some tweets tried to fight the president of the Teamsters Union. It's like a bad reality show, but worse haircuts and no commercial breaks. There's a couple of good reality shows on, but I don't know that there's very many.
British Bake Off.
Oh, yeah.
British Bake Off. That's the best reality show out there. It's right up my alley.
Yeah, I have a sister who watches that all the time. And then
Is it-
she posts things on Facebook about it. It's pretty funny.
I love it. It's so calm and peaceful, and everybody's nice to each other, and there's no
Oh.
drama. I love it. Video circulating on YouTube appears to show an AK-47 armed Taliban security forces patrolling busy streets in Kabul on rollerblades. Apparently, they've also been seen taking Zumba classes. Wow. I didn't read that one ahead of time. I wasn't sure where that was going to go. I almost stopped myself. I'm glad I didn't.
Study finds Starbucks festive-themed hot drinks have the same amount of sugar as 3 cans of Coca-Cola. 3 times the sugar, 10 times the uppity.
Wow. We have a former Starbucks executive in the room here.
Yeah. I'm drinking. I for the record, I'm drinking Starbucks Guatemalan straight up black. So
Okay.
no sugar involved.
Aha.
We got to be careful what we say about Starbucks around Brad.
Oh, yeah. No, and that's true. Those sugary drinks, I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, yeah. It's the
With
way
extra added caffeine.
It sells, you
Yep.
got to give what the customer wants, and they seem to want all that sugar.
I want candy. An insurrectionist who's facing 4.5 years in federal prison says other jail inmates have been mean to him. Oh, he's learning the hard way that the only thing you can storm in jail is the lunch line.
Yeah.
Bad joke.
An insurrectionist who's facing up to 4.5 years. Same story. In federal prison, says other jail inmates have been mean to him. Maybe he should have read the Yelp reviews first. Yeah.
The towels are scratchy. This is the worst hotel ever.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that about wraps us up for everything today. Brad, go ahead and remind us once again what time and where to be Saturday.
12 noon at the Creamery on Park Street, right across from Zips, kitty corner from the park, and we'll have an awning set up and MCs and famous people talking and great food and drink to have. So please join us. If anything, just to see the mural. It's gorgeous, gorgeous mural.
Well, and if
drink
it's
eggnog.
anything like their open house you had in June, it'll be a fun thing.
Yeah.
That was a great open house.
Yeah, nicely attended, and it's just be a little chillier, just dress for the weather, and
right.
But the store obviously will be open with all the goods and things I mentioned, and you'll be able to check out the plant, if not an actual walkthrough, at least to see what it's all about. That stainless steel in there, it's an art form in itself, and it's gorgeous. I'd like to just have it in my house just so people could look at it.
Yeah.
I'd probably turn the pasteurizer into a hot tub. But
All right. Well, that does it for today. Thank you so much, Brad. Thank you, Sharon.
Yes.
You can tune in right here tomorrow. It's Three Amigo Thursday with myself, Scott Allen, and Alan Milani.
Which is always a fun day.
Yeah. Sometimes we've been called Lowbrow Thursday. You can tune in on Wednesday night, or tune in tonight right here at KCHW from 6 to 8 p.m. Music for the Mountain. Our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain is going to be bringing us Dirt Road Blues from 8 to 10 live in the studio. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., stick around for Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, and Total, which is a program from SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Nice.
Yeah.
And let me remind listeners, don't forget to support KCHW 102.7 because it's an amazing place, an amazing station, and it's so wonderful to have in our community.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Contact us about getting a membership or a sponsorship if you're a business out there listening.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have you. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow.
Your KC